It's a traditional performing art with a rich history. It draws 1 million theater goers per year. It's Kabuki. Kabuki actor Nakamura Kazutaro explains this fascinating art here on Kabuki Cool. Spring, summer, fall, and winter. The beauty of the seasons gives power to Kabuki with a rich variety of techniques. This time, we'll learn all about the 4 seasons and Kabuki. Let's open the curtain to find out more.
Hi, I'm Haruka Christine and welcome to Kabuki Cool. Let's explore what makes Kabuki fun and interesting. Our guide is Kabuki actor Nakamura Kazutaro.
歌舞伎俳優の中村和太郎です。今日もよろしくお願いいたします。
よろしくお願いします。
Let me ask you, what's the first thing a Japanese spring makes you think of?
Spring. Well, cherry blossoms.
Right. Spring means cherry blossoms. Take a look.
Oh, it's all different. Look at all the beautiful cherry blossoms.
For over 1,000 years, Japanese have loved cherry blossoms as the symbol of spring. When they're in full bloom, everyone has cherry blossom viewing parties. Did you go this year?
I did. It's only once a year, so I always want to go. They are so beautiful and they make me feel happy, but they're also so fragile.
The flowers don't last long. They vanish almost as soon as they bloom. But today is about more than just spring. We're going to explore the beauty of Japan's 4 seasons through Kabuki. Let's start with this piece, which is set during a blossom viewing party. This is the flower viewing scene from Shin Usuyuki Monogatari. We almost feel like we're joining the party. This is Kiyomizu Temple in Kyoto. In the distance, Princess Usuyuki sees a handsome man, almost more beautiful than the blossoms. Princess Usuyuki falls in love with Sonobe Saimon at first sight. This temple and a cherry viewing party are the perfect setting for the first encounter of lovers. Their attendants give a hint what to do. Following their advice, Princess Usuyuki threatens suicide and takes Saimon's sword. She says she will die if he will not love her. The spring cherry blossoms bring together lovers. This is Michiyuki Hatsune no Tabi, a scene from Yoshitsune and the 1,000 Cherry Trees.
Look at all the blossoms.
Yes. This dance is also called Yoshino Yama. And even today, Mount Yoshino is famous for its cherry blossoms. Shizuka Gozen is going to the hideout of her lover Yoshitsune. Shizuka is accompanied by Yoshitsune's retainer, Sato Tadanobu. They are intoxicated by the beautiful flowers and begin to dance. The colorful costumes of Shizuka Gozen and Tadanobu combined with the cherry blossoms to make this dance as beautiful as a picture.
The dance is beautiful, and the background is also beautiful.
Then there is a scene at the Zaodo Temple. This is a temple that is still there on Mount Yoshino. Tadanobu fights to protect Yoshitsune. He's climbing the ladder.
It's very acrobatic.
Yes. And there are all kinds of fight scenes to make the play exciting. This is the very end of the play. The staging is very dynamic, with the colorful temple hall and the falling cherry petals.
Look at all those cherry petals. Just adding cherry blossoms changes the atmosphere completely. It's so colorful and pretty.
In Yoshinoyama, the dance is beautiful. And just as you said, so is the setting. Look.
Oh!
This is the backdrop for Yoshinoyama.
How beautiful!
So we're standing right where they were dancing.
I feel like I'm on stage.
This is a blow-up projection of a dogucho. This is a scaled-down drawing of the stage set. This is used as a reference to make the actual set. There's also chiribana, which is often used during spring scenes in the theater. I have some of them with me today. Take a look.
What a lovely pink!
These were scattered onto the stage in the performance we just saw.
And each one is actually shaped like a cherry petal.
Yes, they're cut out of washi paper, and when they're sprinkled, they look just like petals caught by the air.
It's washi?
Would you like to try scattering them?
Okay, I'll try. Wow! What do you think?
Because they're washi paper, they move like real petals, falling slowly.
The spring blossoms are beautiful, but what about the other seasons?
Well, let's see. What comes after spring? Summer.
It's the night of the summer festival in Osaka. The hero is Danshichi. You can see how hot it is by the way he fans himself. He hears that Kotoura, a courtesan that is the lover of his patron, has been abducted. Full of masculine energy, Danshichi immediately goes to rescue her. Kotoura was abducted by Danshichi's evil father-in-law, Giheiji. Danshichi saves Kotoura, but then argues with Giheiji and accidentally cuts him with his sword. Danshichi has no choice but to kill Giheiji. There's a slow, dreamy fight scene as the festival procession approaches in the distance.
Danshichi's tattoos and red undersash make the scene colorful, and together with the many Mie poses, transform a violent killing into an unforgettably beautiful scene.
It has a lot of impact.
Now, the festival music is getting close. As fast as he can, Danshichi rushes to draw water from the well and washes off the mud and blood on him.
Is that real water?
That's real water. The mud is also real. By using real water, you also cool off the audience. So this is a good play to perform in summer. Danshichi gets ready just moments before the festival procession passes by. This is the most exciting moment of this scene.
He just barely makes it.
Danshichi says, as evil as he was, my father-in-law is still my father. He regrets the terrible act of killing a parent and escapes, with the festival music in the distance. This masterpiece makes us experience the incredible heat of an Osaka summer.
The approaching festival music made me really anxious. You worry if he will make it.
Yes, the music also makes Danshichi very anxious. And as the procession gets closer and the music gets louder, he gets even more and more anxious.
And that fan we saw at the beginning of the clip, that was really something. I really felt the heat.
Exactly. Although it's hot under the lights on stage, it's not that hot. There's no humidity. So the fanning is where the actor really gets to show off his skills. Actually, I have a fan right here.
Could you show us?
You start by rolling up your sleeves because it's so hot, like this. Kimonos with long sleeves get very hot inside. So back in the day, people would fan inside their sleeves. Would you like to have a go? Hold it like a regular fan and use your wrists. Then, your arms too. Fan yourself.
Big movements like this? It's not very cooling. So after summer, we enter fall season.
Yes.
And the background has changed too. How beautiful.
A flood of autumn color. Trees turn a beautiful red and gold at this time of year. Japan has a long tradition of leaf viewing. We travel to the mountains as the leaves turn, collecting them and enjoying the amazing colors.
As a child, I grew up in Europe rather than Japan, but I also collected fallen leaves in the autumn.
Oh, really? So the same traditions exist in Europe too? Then I think you'll enjoy the next clip.
The scene is Mount Togakushi in Nagano with all the leaves in autumn colors. The general, Taira no Koremochi, appears. Koremochi encounters an elegant woman, Princess Sarashina. She invites him to join their party, and Koremochi is unable to refuse. She dances elegantly with two fans. Gradually, Koremochi goes to sleep. The moment he sleeps, her manner changes. Princess Sarashina is actually a demon and is planning to attack Koremochi. When Koremochi realizes that, he prepares to fight back. The demon shows its true form and fights with branches of autumn leaves and by tossing its mane powerfully. Finally, the demon is defeated and disappears into the pine tree. Also, chrysanthemum blossoms symbolize autumn. The play Kikubatake is set in an elegant garden filled with carefully tended pink, white, and yellow chrysanthemums. The garden belongs to Kiichi Hogen, who has a precious scroll of strategy secrets. The young general Ushiwaka and his retainer Kisanda from the fugitive Genji clan disguise themselves to get the scroll. Kiichi's daughter, Princess Minazuru, falls in love with the disguised Ushiwaka. She uses the flower to express her love for him. With Minazuru's help, they kill Kiichi's villainous student and go to get the scroll of strategy secrets. The chrysanthemum garden becomes the setting for a complex play of love and intrigue.
So those two plays were set in autumn.
In the first one about leaf viewing, the princess turns into a demon. We see this beautiful woman turn into a terrifying monster. And the whole thing takes place against this gorgeous backdrop of autumn leaves. The contrast made it even more horrifying.
Reds and oranges are very beautiful, but they can also be very threatening colors, depending on how they're used. Red is the color of blood, after all. So I think it creates a realistic, terrifying scene.
We've seen spring, summer, and fall. So it must be winter next.
That's right. Finally, let's find out how Kabuki has a wide range of subtly different techniques to depict the cold of winter.
Kataoka Naojiro, known as Nao Samurai, is a wanted criminal, and he travels furtively through the snow. He spots a soba noodle shop and decides to rest briefly. The only source of warmth is the hibachi charcoal brazier, and Naojiro tries to warm himself with it. The hot noodles appear. The actor actually eats real noodles on stage. Naojiro leaves the soba shop. The stage revolves, and again, everything is frozen. This staging brings warm and cold into sharp contrast.
First, the scene is hidden with the asagi blue curtain. Then it drops and reveals a snow-filled landscape. I play a courtesan named Umegawa. Her lover Chube embezzled a lot of money, and they have fled here to his hometown together. They protect themselves from the freezing wind with a straw mat. This is the kudoki, or lament, the highlight for an onagata female role specialist. The actor uses movements and the costume to express Umegawa's sadness at their fate and her love for Chubei. The black of her kimono contrasts beautifully with the white snow. She worries about her mother and the impact of their deaths on their loved ones. Right then, Chubei's father, Nagoemon, passes by. Father and son must not meet, but Umegawa gives them a final parting by blindfolding Nagoemon. Then she takes it off. But their reunion is only for a few brief moments. They must flee their pursuers and travel barefoot through the snow. The snow accentuates the violent emotions and heartbreak of this final parting before death. What did you think?
It looked like it was freezing, and the snowy setting made it feel even more tragic.
The cold is unbearable, so is their situation. It really does increase the drama. There are several ways we mime the cold. Oh. Since we have some snowfall, let's try it out. When snow hits your skin, it's cold. This is the way an onagata shields herself from the snow. And you saw the couple put their hands in each other's sleeves, like this.
Yes, even just that shows the cold.
Exactly. We don't walk in a normal way when it's cold. We hunch up and brace ourselves. It's one way to indicate that it's cold. Umegawa is pleased to be able to die with her lover, but she's also scared and upset about those she's leaving behind. Her feelings are accentuated by the falling snow and the matching black kimonos to prepare for death. They can only be together in death, and this becomes the ultimate expression of their love. We've looked at the 4 seasons in Kabuki today. What did you think?
It reminded me how beautiful the seasons are in Japan. I was impressed by how showing the seasons reinforces the drama. I'd never thought that much about backgrounds before, but I want to pay more attention to them in the future.
Yes, the seasons are often an important part of the meaning of a play. Next time you see Kabuki, I hope that you will think about that.
Next, I go explore all kinds of different aspects of Kabuki. It's Haruka Visits the Kabuki World. I hear that there are all kinds of places to eat tasty things inside Kabukiza. I've come to find out what this is all about. This is one of the dining rooms in Kabukiza. Hidekatsu Shoji has been head chef here for 15 years and will tell me about the food of Kabukiza.
At Kabukiza, we carry on the traditions of the theater bento that date back to the Edo period. Here is the Kabuki Makunouchi bento.
Kabuki Makunouchi bento. The rice is molded into bite-sized portions. The grilled tofu and boiled yams are standards and are just like they were in the Edo period. And then there are things like fresh bamboo shoots, which you can only eat in this season. Another standard on the menu is sushi. This sushi uses fish of the season, of course, but everything is carefully selected so that the color and taste will not change quickly. There are lots of different places to eat inside Kabukiza. I wonder if that is unusual. I started wondering about Kabuki and food, so I went to visit Matsuoka-san, who knows a lot about Kabuki history. He showed me what it was like in the old days with ukiyo-e prints.
In this print, you can see people eating all kinds of things right inside the theater. Here's an audience member holding a teapot, but he's spilling it and causing a big fuss.
That must be awful. Is this during the play?
Yes, the curtain is just being pulled open. This must have been a problem for all the people around them.
In the Edo period, a program of Kabuki lasted from sunrise to sunset. The plays were so long that the audience ate right in the theater whenever they got hungry. This is a very different kind of theater going from the West.
In the Edo period, just going to the theater itself was half the fun. It was like a theme park. You could enjoy the plays, of course, but you could also enjoy eating too. That was an Edo period Kabuki theater.
Even now, for people going to Kabuki, the food is an important part of the entertainment.
How was the bento?
Knowing a little of the history made the food even more delicious.
It did look very good.
Hi. If you visit our homepage, you can ask Kazutaro-san about Kabuki. I hope we get lots of questions from all over the world.
So, are you ready for our usual ending?
Shall we try the pose from last time?
Like this?
That's it. Okay, are you ready?
行きましょう。
はい。
本日はこれ